right. Ready for our first case. Please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Good morning, I'm Johnathan Mackyeon DOC, 617-452, birthday January 16, 1981.
All right, Mr. Mekion, you heard the introduction. We'll have a parole interview. We ask you some questions. You can respond at the end. You can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
And then we have Mr. Randy Meyer, who'll speak at the appropriate time. And we have Baron LaBranch and Johnathan Mackyeon, who'll speak at the appropriate time. Johnathan Mackyeon DOC number 617-452, third class offender, parole eligibility date 8/13/2023, good time 11/17/2024, full term 11/13/2025. You have a 3-year sentence. Bless you. Possession of intent to distribute cocaine, habitual offender, domestic abuse, battery, child endangerment. Looks like you were revoked on 12/6/2022. That sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Mr. Macion. How old are you?
I'm 42 years of age.
How many years have you been incarcerated on this 3-year sentence?
Right now, sir, I believe 15 months.
15 months. When's your last disciplinary write-up?
I have none, sir.
No disciplinary write-ups. How long you been at Rayburn?
Since September 17, 2022.
What do you do there? Are you a trustee? What do you do there?
Yes, sir. I'm a trustee on the road crew while I clean highways, ditches, canals, parks, planted lots of vegetables. I took several classes, substance abuse.
What you been taking?
Substance abuse, cage and raids, parenting, where I learned that being a responsible adult is one who handles responsibility appropriate at every time. Cage and raids, I learned about triggers and attitudes, living in balance, about dual diagnosis, mental health disorder, and
Do you have a mental health diagnosis?
Back in early 2000, I started receiving like a SSI, Social Security Disability. Yes, sir.
For what? So you have a mental health diagnosis. What do you have? I couldn't hear you. Cut out.
It was for paranoid schizophrenia back in the early 2000s.
Are you taking meds for it?
At the time, not at the moment, sir.
When's the last time you seen anybody for mental health for that?
Well, back in 2001, before I was revoked, I was at I think the address is 5100 Battery, where I was going to see doctors and AA meetings, NA meetings over on Battery in Morello.
That's been a little while ago. I mean, lately.
Well, since being incarcerated in 2022, I haven't been able to get, well, I was doing great at that time. I had a job, which I still have. My y'all intended emailed a letter to the parole board. I'm hoping, I don't know if you guys received it. He hadn't been able to get the mail that was sent to him.
Right. So you say you were doing good, but you landed yourself back in jail. So how'd you get back in jail then if you were doing good?
My wife and I had a verbal altercation. We both had habits, and by her gambling at this moment, I was cleaned up. And like I said, I made poor decisions and bad judgments at that time. I wanted her to go cold turkey about her gambling habit. When once an addict is always an addict, for my situation, and I didn't want her to leave out that day. We argued, and like I said, I apologize for. I was completely wrong for the argument that her and I had.
And that's why you got revoked?
Yes, sir.
So what kind of work do you do? What if you're to be released, where are you going to go? What you going to do?
Well, if I'm released, I have a job at the Jefferson Parish Water Department. I have relatives that that also have companies that I can work with. I'm going to either my grandmother's address or my mother's address in Marrero in Avondale, Louisiana. And I do have employment, a definite job.
Now, you still with your girlfriend, your wife? Are you still with your wife?
We're still communicating. Before I left, we had marriage counseling. I said I was doing okay, but that argument led me led me to prison.
Was it more than an argument?
No, sir. It was just an argument. Like I said, she hadn't had it, and I was just trying to stop her from going, which I should have understood, because I hadn't had it as well at before, and I should have understood that gambling is somewhat similar in the same.
So were you selling drugs? I mean, obviously you got significant past. I mean, you were selling drugs back years ago. That was kind of your thing, and selling drugs, using drugs, a combination of both.
Yes, sir. At one point, I was addicted to drugs, and I couldn't stop using them. And I tried selling them to maintain a high and maybe provide for my family and kids.
What was your drug of choice?
At the time, my drug of choice was cocaine and heroin.
Are you clean right now?
Yes, sir. I have
How long
no
have you
craving and
been
no
clean?
taste for any of it. I actually, right now, I've been clean. My sobriety date is June 3rd, 2021.
You go to NAA?
Yes, sir. I plan to continue outgoing and ongoing care.
So you're doing it right now?
Yes, sir. I've took classes here at RCC. I'm in a church choir where I sing here in the choir as a lead at United Fellowship, where everybody is somebody in the body of Christ.
Okay. All right. So you want to go back home and live with your mother, your grandfather, not your wife. Is that what you're saying?
Well, my wife and I, the marriage counseling, everything got sorted out when I pleaded guilty in court. Everything got sorted out. We still have more work to do, and we talk, and she lets me know, that she still has a habit. And I mean, we pray together and everything else over the phones, and it's probably takes some time to
trying to work it out.
Things.
I got you.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a GED or high school diploma?
No, sir, not at the moment, sir, but I plan on finishing school. My parole date was August 13th, and I was put on backlog for a while here at RCC to get in school, but I am in school at the moment, which I plan to get back in school. Like I said, in drug court, I was at Delgado on the streets, and I plan on getting back into Delgado.
What grade did you drop out of school in?
11.
So you hadn't been taking any classes there, trying to get your high set, get your GED?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are?
Yes, sir.
Loaded?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And I keep asking you because y'all cutting out. It's like y'all probably see it on our end too. Maybe it's just a brief cutout. I keep, but
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm currently enrolled in school here at RCC. I have a letter from my teacher as well, my principal.
yeah. See how much longer you got of that? You think?
I just got in just recently, so
Okay. All right, I got you. All right, Warden, hey, you got any input for us?
Jonathan's a trustee here. He hasn't been here but roughly a year. No write-ups, disciplinary, good conduct record. He is in school now, and he's taking some programs. Good, respectful offender.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll hear from Miss LaBranch. Mr. LaBranch, I'm sorry, Baron LaBranch.
Yes, sir. My name is Baron LaBranch. I'm Johnathan Mackyeon's cousin. His grandmother and my mom were sisters. Johnathan and I, we've embarked on 2 or 3 little business adventures, helping some families and friends with, treating their properties for termites and pressure washing. We tried to get into that. So I'm a retired 26-year veteran for the Marine Corps Reserve. I also have been running a chemical plant for like the last 28 years. So I'm definitely very fond of Johnathan. I love him to death. I wish he does make better decisions. His personality between the both of us at his grandmother's house, we light up the room. He's a great guy. Real happy gentleman. And unfortunately, this situation happened. But I try to tell him, it takes time. Great things are kind of related to like the Japanese bamboo tree. Everybody wants that instant gratification, but you got to water a bamboo tree for 5 years before it even grows to 90 feet in 5 weeks. So everybody want it right then, right there, and fast. But sometimes it takes a while. So I'm definitely here to help them. My son and I, we just started another trucking company. So I'm here to help Johnathan start his new business, whatever that might be. He's a great guy.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. McKeon, would you like to make a brief statement?
I'm involved in this one, Mr. Kelsey.
Mr. McKeon, I can't hear you.
Mr. Kelsey?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm involved in this one.
Yeah, no, I know. I have Mr. Keita McKeon I'm
Oh,
sorry.
different. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking
Mr.
about
Keita is going to say a word and then I'll get to you. Thank you, Randy. Ms. Chiquita, I can't hear you. Still on mute.
Okay, you can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I'm Jonathan's wife, and I'm speaking on his behalf because since he been in drug court, he been doing very well. I mean, we had that one incident that I wanted to go out the door and go gamble, and he didn't let me, because he's a very family-oriented person. He's very happy. He lights up the room. When we go out, he loves speaking to people he don't know. It's just like all the time. That's just his personality. Every time we go into a great morning, good morning, great morning. He even took a class he graduated from, I forgot the name of the school. So he was doing real good, and he just got on with the city, and this incident happened. I know I have a gambling problem, and he was trying to help me through it, and that's when the situation occurred. And I even told him when I called, they said they had a tape recorder. I was like, can you hear? I said how calm I was. I was just wanting him out the house so I could leave, basically, to go do what I wanted to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comment. All right, we'll hear from Mr. Randy Meyer now. Mr. Randy.
Good morning, Randy Meyer, Assistant DA Jefferson Parish. It looks like Mr. Mackion's kind of on the right track. My concerns, I guess the biggest concern I have with him is his long drug history. And typically, we found that domestic abuse occurs when somebody is either, intoxicated, whether it's on alcohol or drugs. He's taken some classes. He's got a low risk assessment, but it is moderate for substance abuse. He's in that GED program. I think that would be very helpful for him to complete his education. And I really think it would be beneficial for him to have some long-term substance abuse because he's had a long history of that. And really looking, my concern is what I'd like to see is him not come back. And the best way of not coming back is to understand what the drug addiction can do to you and how to fight it, how to stay clean from it. So that's our position. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Macion, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir. Doing my incarceration, I wanted to rehabilitate Johnathan, and I want to change, and that change had to come from within. So I started with my attitude and way of thinking. I thought with my attitude, I wanted to get over my fears. So I started thinking about my calling, what I wanted to be, a minister or a singer. I learned that I can sing and minister to people and reach them. I started taking a lot of classes for my drug addiction, faith-based classes, and I realized that I was an architect to the destruction of my own family and friends. That old Johnathan that I buried him. I buried him. I wanted to apologize to my wife. I made poor judgment and bad decisions. I was completely wrong to you, and I'm sorry. As long as I was a father, I was nobody, getting nothing right. Now that I'm better and I'm stronger and I'm wiser, which is the song that I sang here at RCC in the church choir. I want to apologize, and that's what I have at the moment.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and vote. I'll vote first, Mr. Macion. You looks like you've done a lot of good work. You have, a high trusted position there with the road crew. The warden has good comments. You have a low risk score. You have a good plan. My vote today would be to grant your parole. I want you to have NAA 3 times a week. You really need to continue to stay involved. I'd like for you to do community service 6 hours per month. Give back to the community, go to the church, whatever. I want you to continue GED. I want you to get your GED. That's really important. So you need to continue to work on your GED. And I want you to have a mental health evaluation and follow up. Those are just stipulations I have. Just one vote. Mr. Marabella?
My vote would be the same, for the same reasons with the same conditions in discussion.
Mr. Freeman?
My vote is also the same with the same condition.
All right, you have 3 votes to grant your parole. You understand the stipulations?
Yes, sir.
NAA 3 times a week, community service 6 hours a month. Continue to get your GED and have a mental health evaluation and follow up. 3 votes to grant your parole has been granted. Good luck to you.
Congratulations.